Hi, I'm Paul Dreyer. I'm the programmer at Triple.B.Titles.
You've done all the programming for the AI in Ringrunner, but how do you think that that's prepared you to create the AI for Popup Dungeon?
Ringrunner is our first game that we made. As students, it took us 5 years to make, and we learned a lot making it. It's a top-down space shooter with a bunch of customization options for your ship. The AI in Ringrunner would actually procedurally equip itself. This meant basically out of the hundreds of abilities in the game, an AI would kind of pick and choose which ones it wanted to have. It only could have a limited set, but it could have up to 12, 14 abilities. Basically, I couldn't write AI to handle a specific situation where this ship has a laser, a rocket, and a movement ability, and I just say very easily when to use these abilities. So basically, I had to write a system that could take in any amount of combinations and have the AI react accordingly. Based on the situation, where the target is in relationship to the AI, how they're moving, because there's a Newtonian physics-based game. Let's, for example, take a rocket ability. So it would come in, it would check the orientation of the ship versus where its target is, the velocity of the target, so it calculate the intercept of the rocket, and if that was close enough, it would give that ability a high weight, so say a value of 1, which means basically 100% chance to activate. Now if the ship was heading in the other direction and the rocket would miss, it would give a value of 0, so it wouldn't use the rocket. Every ability would have its own little logic that would return a value. Now a ship would have any number of abilities, so basically it would check all those abilities when it was going to activate something, and whichever returned the highest weight would be activated. So basically in that way, a ship could have any number of abilities and kind of, seemingly intelligently use them in conjunction.
So how will it be harder to make abilities happen for Popup Dungeon versus Ringrunner, and how is Ringrunner easier?
Of course, in Popup Dungeon, there's no complicated math, really. There's no trajectories or anything like that you have to worry about or aiming or all this. It's just a tile-based system, so it just, it can check if I'm in range of this ability. Then it says, if this is a damaging ability and seems like this guy should be damaged, I'm going to go ahead and do that to him. So it's very straightforward comparatively. Now, the thing about Popup Dungeon is we want to have whatever ability you create automatically have enemies be able to use it. So that's, I guess, the new challenge. But it should be a similar concept, the weighting concept that I talked about earlier, where any effect you give a card would kind of have its own logic, similar to how abilities worked, except now a card could have several effects. So basically the same sort of weighting system I said, where an input would come in and then a weight would come out. Every effect on the card, depending on how you weighted them on the cards, would then combine into one weight for that card. So, I mean, it sounds a bit complicated, but when you break it down into pieces, it becomes fairly straightforward.
So what other challenges do you foresee in Popup Dungeon? What do you think are you dreading the most about getting this game made?
Just having the experience of being able to join in multiplayer other people's games that have other people's artwork, abilities, all these things. I want to make it so you can just join immediately and not have to download all their assets to even join a game, to then by the time you download all the new images, sounds, music that they had imported for their characters, they might be done with the game. They might have already died. The hope is to have all of these user assets stream after the fact. You're already playing, you might not be hearing their theme song, you might not be seeing their textures, but as you continue playing, their textures will pop up, you'll start hearing whatever music or sound effects their character uses. So that's going to be a pretty big challenge. I think it should be possible. I don't see it being that big a problem.
What would you say is what you're looking forward to doing the most? I mean, what are you most excited about as far as Popup Dungeon is concerned?
Well, it's just to, see what everyone does with it. Last time with Ring Runner, it was like, basically, I had played it for like thousands of hours, and I had every experience in the game I had experienced. And this game, when I'm done with it, it's just begun, that's really exciting.
No, you can say, like, last time I created a game, this time it's almost like a set of tools, something like that.
Last time I created a game.
I don't mean to put words in your mouth.
I think my answer is good.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
good.
people understand what
right.
I meant, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, we're good.
Okay.